Hey, it's Renee with Cancercize with Renee B, going on her Monday morning musings again, having a cup of coffee with you. So hopefully you'll have a cup of coffee and sit down and just let me ramble for a little bit. Let me have a sip though. This is my first one. Ah, yes, I love caffeine. I'm glad I get to still drink it. I don't, drink it as much as I was, but I still get to at least have my coffee. So thankful for that. Um, So this week, let me tell you about this weekend that just happened. I know I posted pictures on my personal page, and I'll get some posted up on Cancercize here pretty soon. But you all know, most of you know that I am a Zumba instructor, and just about a year ago, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I had to have a double mastectomy, and then I had to go through chemotherapy. Then I had found out about the mutated BRCA gene, so I had to have a preventative oophorectomy to help prevent ovarian cancer because I was a candidate for that. And I am still awaiting my exchange surgery to have my expanders taken out and my real implants put in, which are supposed to be softer and rounder, and I'm excited about that because expanders are uncomfortable. And so when the diagnosis came in November, I only taught like 3 more classes of Zumba because we had Thanksgiving, and then we go right into Christmas holiday, which everybody's so busy, so we really did hardly. Traditionally, I rarely did classes in December anyway, just because everybody's so busy, and for me, my real job is so busy that time of year that I would hardly ever get off work on time to teach classes, so I would have to cancel them. So we just pretty much didn't do that. So I only taught like a couple more classes in the month of October after the diagnosis. Now the girls knew that I had bad mammograms. I told them I was going in for biopsies. That I had a class the day I got the results on November 3rd, and they came up to me, and I didn't think they were going to remember, but they came up to me and they said, "So, wow, did you get your results today?" And I said, "Yes." And they go, "And?" They go, "And I have cancer." And they hugged me and they said, "We don't have to do class." And I said, "Oh, no, we're having class." I go, "I need to work out." So we worked out really hard, and then we cried a little, and we laughed, and I told them, well, we didn't cry. They cried a little. I refused to cry. I hadn't even been home yet to see my husband in person yet because I had only called him. I got the call on the phone at work, and I called him on the phone from work, and I hadn't even been home yet. So, no, there's no crying in cancer. That was my thing. There's no crying in cancer. I've had a panic attack once because I had a dream that I was never going to see my sister again, and that freaked me out. And so that was pretty bad. I wasn't crying, but I was like, I don't know, whimpering and panicking because of this dream. My husband was sound asleep, and he's like, "It's okay, Renee. It's okay to be scared." And it's like, I just dreamt I was never going to see my sister again. It was weird. Cancer does that to your head. Anyway, so that was the last time I really taught Zumba. Once after the mastectomy, probably in the middle of doing the Cancercize videos during chemo, when I was feeling good, I popped in a Zumba DVD and tried to work out to it. And it was like a 30-minute DVD. I maybe did 20 minutes of it. All of it was totally modified. I had to modify everything. And so even though I was doing some type of workout every day through chemotherapy with Cancercize, and yes, my muscles and stuff were toning, but my cardio levels were not up. But even though I was going for walks, as I was going for walks, for those of you who had been following me on here and did the Cancercize with me and follow my Instagram know that I've gone on walks because I took pictures to prove it. And yeah, but I haven't done Zumba. And okay, so I don't always miss teaching classes because it is a time commitment, and there's been days that I've missed a lot of time with my husband because I work all day, then I go teach the classes, then I come home and I shower and I'm exhausted and I'm done, and I might eat a bowl of cereal and go to bed. So it's been really nice to have a more normal schedule of working Monday through Friday, just my normal hours. I come home, I have time to hang out I don't feel so exhausted, and I hang out with my husband, and like we'll go to the gym, or we'll go for a walk, or we'll eat dinner together and watch television together before I pass out. And so I will admit I'm enjoying that. But I miss Zumba. Like I got on the treadmill at the gym a couple weeks ago, and I turned on Spotify, and it was the dance mix version that was playing. And a lot of the songs are songs that we've done in my Zumba class or other Zumba classes. I've seen it done, and I'm just like trying to do Zumba on the treadmill because I'm just like, oh, and then I'm like, oh, I'm going to fall off, and people are thinking I'm being weird because my arms are doing weird things while I'm on the treadmill, so I need to concentrate on not falling off. And I laughed, but I thought, God, I kind of really miss it. I kind of really miss it. And it's like someday I'll get back into it, but will I even remember how to do it? Hang on. So, let's see if we're over here. So, last year, there's a big, huge Zumbathon thing. It's 2 hours long, and it's called Party in Pink. And it's about, everybody wears pink, and it's in association with Susan G. Komen. And Zumba earmarks where the money goes to from the fundraisers. It's for a very specific research bill studying about the effects of soy and things like that on breast cancer and in young women who end up developing breast cancer. And it's kind of focusing on the nutrition part of prevention and curing of cancer. Okay. So it's very earmarked. So I had no problem supporting that because it's very earmarked for where it went to. And then it gets split between the national Komen account and the local charter here. From the fundraiser part of it does. So the national part is what part goes for the bill, I'm pretty sure. And then whatever the local chapter uses it for whatever I guess they need. And that's neither here nor there how I feel about that. But it's a big deal. And we had an instructor here in where I live that would turn it into a huge deal. We'd rent out this big room in the casino that does concerts. One year there were like 500 of us there. We have a new instructor who's taken over, and she's changed the whole format and everything. And so that we don't quite get as many people as when the other gal was doing it, but it doesn't matter because it's just so much more of a fun environment because more instructors get to be on stage. There's more group instructors who are taking their, like, instructors working together and doing stuff together that normally wouldn't work together, but they're all coming together for this one cause. There's more students coming up on stage with the instructors, so it's definitely a more family feel, family vibe. And we had probably 300 there that first time with the new instructor. And I'm going to say that, yeah, well, that's not bad at all. That's a fantastic group size fundraiser. So I did last year when the new instructor took over, I auditioned and I applied to be on stage. And I did a group with my girlfriend, Marilee, and she and I got up and taught a song, and I was thrilled. I had been applying for years, had never been accepted. I was accepted this time. So I helped with the day before party in the Pink Fest, they called it the Pink Fest the day before, where you can come sign your waiver early, get your goodie bag, and donated time. I was willing to do some fitness instructions up there because we had different demos going on, and so I stayed and helped clean it up and everything like that. And then the next day, Marilee and I got up and we did our song, and it was thrilling. And my girlfriend, who was a survivor, was with us, and she got to go up on stage and get a rose. And we had a bunch of them up there, and it was so exciting to see. There's just something really powerful about doing this huge, united fundraising Zumbathon that's full of exercise because it's 2 hours of dancing with different instructors, different styles. Surrounded by people for the same purpose, surrounded by people who are fighters, okay? And it's just you just really get caught up in it. It's an amazing thing. So, I did that Party in Pink, and then I did a second Party in Pink that I was invited to become the instructor also. So I did one 2 weeks later. Shortly after that is when I had to do all my biopsies, and I already knew in my heart of hearts, I already knew it was going to be cancer. I had no doubts this time. Not that I could feel a lump or anything, but there was something within me that knew that this time it was my turn to fight. So when I got the phone call at work on November 3rd, I really wasn't shocked. I had a hard time understanding my doctor because the phone systems at our workplace are not very good. And so when she told me I had cancer, she didn't tell me. I think she tried to tell me what kind I was originally diagnosed with, which was DCIS, which is a very early detection, like right around your nipple. Not a big deal. It was considered stage 0 at that time. Some more tests and everything that went along ended up becoming stage 2B by the final count. So, because cancer does that to you, it tricks you, and it's a whole windy, twisty road of things you figure out. But, so November 3rd, right? Well, so then I do all my stuff, and, my energy levels are shot. It's a day-to-day thing. It's a constant fight to be normal, to move, to have a good attitude, let alone trying to teach a fitness class, right? Even though I'm doing those ones online, but they're short and they're small, but they give me courage to keep knowing that I want to move towards this. So I wasn't sure when my exchange surgery was going to be scheduled. And then I found out, so I didn't audition or anything like that for the Party in Pink because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it this year, because I didn't know when the exchange surgery was happening. Well, then when I got the call from a plastic surgeon saying when it was going to be, I was like, all right, I get to go to Party in Pink. This is a huge deal to me. This is like a milestone marker to me of basically when I stopped doing Zumba, for the most part. I was almost done in October. And from when my diagnosis came and my real fight started, huge milestone for me. And I haven't done any Zumba for some time, and haven't done any group fitness of any kind at all. It's all been with just me in here, outside of going to the gym with my husband a couple of times. So I called up Carly, who's running the event these last couple of years, and I said, hey, I get to come to PIP. I'm so excited. I will come to Pink Fest and help you with the waivers and just be an extra body there because I'm so excited to be able to be a part of this. And she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy you're here. And she even told me, so Saturday I showed up and I worked from 10 to 3 and helped with people coming in early to get their goodie bags and stuff like that, and get their pink bracelets so they could get into the big party. And she just came up to me and we hugged and we cried. So now I'm crying all the time. Before, during, whatever, I wasn't. But now I cry all the time. But that's okay. So she hugged me and she was like, Renee, she goes, there are so many different levels of why I'm so thankful you're still here. She goes, you are here, and seeing you sitting here behind this table for so many different reasons makes me happy. 1, you're alive. 2, you're here to be able to even do this. And, and she goes, 3, and you've just been really an inspiration on Cancercize page. And so, it was really touching. So he cried. Another instructor came up to me and she's like, Renee, you look fantastic. And we cried. I go, I'm going to cry tomorrow too. I go, it's going to be really emotional. I haven't worked out. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to Zumba. I don't know how my energy levels are going to be. I go, I'm going to have to modify and I'm going to have to take breaks, but I'm going to be there. And then she started crying. Made me cry. Another instructor who also said I've worked with for a long time, and she was also my personal instructor for a while. I hired her as a personal trainer. And she'd come to my classes, and I've been to hers, and we've done some fundraisers together. And she saw me, and she just started crying because she's just like, I don't know, she's kind of been around through the whole thing. So, and Selena started crying. And it's just like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to make it through Sunday. So I had 6 people coming with me, and it was my son, which he does it because he loves me. He doesn't like the Zumba, but he loves me. My friend Russ, a really good friend of mine. He was one of the probably like the 4th person I told, because I didn't really tell a lot of people. His niece, Crystal, who loves to Zumba and used to come to my classes all the time, and Russ used to come to my classes. And then my good friend Julie, that was her 3rd year coming with me, and she was one of the first people I told too. She was there with me through all of this. And then 2 new girls that I work with, Katie and Michelle. We're not really tight. We're just coworkers and whatever. But they're like, yeah, we want to Zumba. I'll do that with you. That'll be fun. And I go, well, it's really high energy and you'll enjoy it. Just the atmosphere alone, right? And they had the best time. They were just like, we're going to do this every year with you. This was amazing. So I had 6 people, 7 total with me. So I had my little posse, my little group that we went with, and which made me feel incredibly special. It made me feel so cool to know that I was able to get 6 people to come with me to do this wonderful event. and to work out with me in a group environment that I haven't done in a very long time. So that was huge. So I got up, picked up my son. We got there. I hugged more instructors. I ran into Alex. He couldn't keep his hands out of my hair. He goes, "I just love your chemo hair." And every time I went by him, he'd get to put his fingers through my hair, and that was really sweet. And other instructors that I haven't seen for a while. And so right before, this is the really cool part. Okay, so right before the event started, I'm talking to Cherylina, and she's a friend that's been there through the whole thing, and she's a fellow instructor, and I just love her to death. And she came over and did she washed my hair for me and washed my whole body for me and stuff while I had my drains in, because you can't take a shower, and I felt really gross. So she really helped bathe me and stuff. So that's a good friend for you too. And anyway, we were talking, and she goes, "You know what? My video," I told her, "I'm really missing being up there." And I go, "And Carly told me I could hop up there anytime I wanted, but I don't know if I can do it." And she goes, "Renee," she goes, "my song is very, very low impact." She goes, "It's super low impact. It's only 4 or 5 moves. You should come up there with me." I go, "Are you sure?" She goes, "Renee, I don't have anybody else to go up there." She goes, "I got one other girl to come up with me who I thought was going to be up here on the stage, and she wasn't." So I said, "Well, why don't you come join me?" And she's a little dancer girl. I can't think of her name right now, but she's a amazing little dancing girl that I could never keep up with when she did do Zumba songs up there. And she's really cute. So she's like, "It's just her and I asked her to come join me at the last minute, so she's going to be following. You just going to get behind me and follow me, and we'll go up there." And I go, "Are you sure?" And she said, "Yeah." I go, "Okay, I'll do it." And I go, when you do it?" She goes, "I'm like the 6th song in or something." I'm like, "Okay." She goes, "I'll come find you." And I go, "Okay, I'm standing over in this corner with my friends." She's like, "Okay." So I went to Carly. I go, "Yeah, so Cherylina, I'm going to go up with Cherylina." And Carly started to cry. She goes, "I just received." She goes, "Are you?" And somebody else walks by and goes, "Are you right?" She goes, "I just received the happiest news ever." So she was excited that I was going to go up. So it was totally not planned. I had no idea what the song was, no idea what the moves were going to be. And, but I got up there, and I surprised my friends. I did tell my son because I wanted him to record it. So he recorded it, and it's on my Facebook page, and I'll see if I can share it to the Cancercize page. I got up there, bawled, and I started crying. I'm dancing, and I'm moving, and started crying, and I just kept getting stronger and stronger, going, "I'm going to punch the air now and kick higher now when we do this." And then smiled, and then I'd start crying again because I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I'm up here doing this. I can't believe it." And it was very, very tear-filled. And I got off that stage, and I just bawled, and there was a bunch of strangers who didn't know me because there's instructors that come from all over, and I'm just crying and crying. They had no idea. They had no idea what I'm going through. They had no idea who I am, and I'm just crying. And so I walked back to where my friends were at, and they were like, "Oh my, you were up there. I didn't know where you had gone, and you were up there. That was so awesome. You did amazing." And it was so great, right? So it was great. So that was the highlight of my day, that I got to go up there. I mean, it was a highlight to go. It was a highlight that I had 6 people coming with me. It was a highlight to see all these people I haven't seen for a long time. It was a highlight when I got up on that stage and danced in front of everybody. And then they always do a survivor ceremony type thing, and they do it every year. And they ask the survivors to come up stage, and they give them pink roses, and it's very nice, a nice thing to do, nice thing to honor. It's always very, your energy surges. Last year when I went, my girlfriend Kim went up because she's a fighter survivor, and it was really cool. So I knew this was coming. So I got up on the stage, and there were 6 of us this year up there. And we get our roses, and I'm starting to cry again. We're all hugging each other, and congratulations, high-fiving, you made it type of thing, And then Carly all of a sudden goes, "Well, we have to do something really special right now." And I was like, "What is she doing?" And she goes, "This is my friend, Sean. Sean's got a booth back there, and he has Inspire Wear, which is pretty awesome. I'll have to get that link up here too." And he and a bunch of instructors, we want to do something special for Renee. And she pulled me out, started crying, started talking about what an inspiration I am and how I was an instructor up there a year ago. And then shortly after that, I was diagnosed with cancer, but here I am again today. And, I lost it. Imagine that. And they gave me a gift bag, and the gift bag has all kinds of stuff from Sean's Inspire line, like a tie and wristbands and a sweatshirt and another hat. And it was a blessing. So that was a huge highlight, surprise, amazing thing. I talk a lot more than I exercise, don't I? So anyway, the whole day, and I was sore and tired. I took a nap when I got home, and I was sweaty, but I felt so good. And I danced a lot more than I thought I was going to. I didn't have any hot flashes when I was out there exercising the whole time. I didn't get hot flashes until later in the afternoon. So I know movement and exercise helps with that. So even though my chemotherapy is done and exercising was for that point, now I know that I really need to keep exercising all the time to keep my hot flashes at bay more. It encouraged me to know that I am stronger than I really thought I was, because I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. I'm way stronger than I thought I was, and that encouraged me. So I wanted to share some of that, some of my heart with you from how that went, because I can type words about it, but it doesn't always share the compassion or the emotion of what I'm really feeling or knowing. And I want to be an inspiration to let you guys know that you are probably stronger than you think you are too. Try pushing yourself a little more, with your doctor's permission. Make sure it's okay. I know, like, in a couple weeks, I'm not going to be allowed to jump around and run and any of that because of the exchange, and I'll have to start all over again, and it's okay. But this moment will give me the mindset to know that I am stronger and I can get there again and get past it and move on to even heavier duty workouts. So thanks for joining me this morning for coffee and listening to me ramble on this Monday morning. This is probably going to be a Monday morning thing, just so you know, so you can set your watch for Monday mornings for coffee with Renee and her just musing about whatever. So, you know what? You guys are stronger. I love you. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching me. I'll see you when we work out together next. Have a good day. Bye.